This explains why they told us that ancestral veneration was evil. This is why certain social media, not even certain, social media, period. If I'm on it too long or I feel, whatever, I will completely delete the page as if it did not exist. This explains why on any social media app that I'm on, if a person has a certain amount of followers, I will not follow them. Because I'm sitting here watching this stuff about Egregores, which is collective group. It's groupthink. This is how they control the masses. This is why it's so important for these quote unquote elites to keep the masses busy. Because if they keep the masses busy, they have access to their emotional energy to materialize their stuff. This right here has answered so many questions, because I always used to wonder, I'm like, I don't know why I can't stay on such and such social media app, but I just can't. I have to delete it. Now I understand why. Because for someone like me that has the abilities that I have and is connected the way that I am, I can feel to that depth. Yo, and that's so crazy. I'm powerful. That's so crazy that last night or the night before I was saying, I'm dangerous to this establishment. Because I know what I know. I do not back down from what I know, especially when I know what I know. I just learn how to overcome it. But now knowing that my natural inclination is not to be part of anything that's collective group thinking, especially if I'm not aware or if I don't align with it, baby, this thing right here got me thinking. Okay. This really got me thinking. And I know, besides the revelation and the insight that I'm getting to think to certain things that I didn't understand why I would do it naturally, but I just did it and I felt comfortable once I did it. Why not put it in a religious text and say that you honoring your ancestors is evil and demonic and you're not supposed to do it? To an entire lineage who, in our natural state, when we honor our ancestors, that's why we couldn't be overcoming wars. In this video that I'm sitting here watching, it said one of the reasons when the Crusades and stuff like that was going on, certain groups won certain wars was because of their spiritual backing. This is because they're sacrificing, because they're honoring. You gonna tell me? This also gives me insight about the wars. You gonna tell me they gonna put in a book, oh, it's wrong for you to honor your ancestors, but the caveat to that is you're not honoring your ancestors, so your lineages are becoming weakened and ours are becoming strong because now we're doing what you did, but we just using y'all to do it. How? Through war, through giving your emotional energy through sports, through fear mongering, paying attention to the media, eating what we tell you to eat so you're controllable, going where we tell you to go, obeying. So I'm getting revelation about what they're showing me, but it's also helping me understand why there's just certain things I did not do I did not have an explanation as to why. Now I know why. This is true. This is true. This is true. Yo, I'm just sitting thinking, this is true. Even down to me not subscribing to certain people. I love their stuff. I might even like it. But subscribing, no. For what? You have enough followers. You don't need me to follow, quote unquote, subscribe to you. No. I like the content that you make, and I can like your content because I don't know you. So what am I subscribing to? I can like your content without giving you a follow. You don't need my follow. You have 25 million followers. You don't need mine. Mine does not make a difference. This is how they're doing it. Oh my gosh. And they're collecting the data to mark the signature and the psychic energy of the person that uses this stuff. Why is this important? Because if you don't know where you put your energy and it's going to such and such, you have less. Ooh, couple things. One, you have, and I ain't forget about the war. One, you have less. Matter of fact, we gonna write war down. One, you have less to materialize your own stuff. Two, you become entangled and attached, and you don't even know how. You don't even know that you're leaking energy. This is wild. This gives me insight to stuff that I need to clear out for myself too. Wow. Mm-mm. I did. This just gives me even more insight as to why, whenever they give me the okay to move, I am. I know they're gonna protect me and stuff until it's time for me to go. But this information right here, mm, 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 mm. This helps me understand why. I was listening to this young lady, and she said, sometimes you're getting sick or you're having to take medicine, or you're having to do all this other stuff, you're always experiencing something because you're on a, she didn't say grid, but I'm saying, she said you're in an environment or you're on a grid that you're not in alignment with. And that is your body's way of telling you, hey, we're not aligned and to be in this land. She didn't say it like that, but that's how I'm interpreting what she said. Knowing its collective thoughts and emotions, that means if my aura was not as strong as it is, if my energy, my mindset was not as strong and I wasn't connected spiritually as I am, girl, I would have been taken over a long time ago. I would have become this environment. Because what happens is, and they're allowing me to, I'm telling you, they said this. They said it was not time for me to leave yet because it was stuff I needed to learn. It wasn't just about my finances. If you are not equipped to handle the type of stuff that I'm handling, the energies of a grid that you're not aligned to can potentially, if you're not covered, can filter into your aura. It can filter into your being. And so as above, so below, as within, so without. So if it's filtering into your spirit and into your aura, into your internal self, you can be suffering stuff from other people that's running from their stuff. If you're in a collective space that is not in alignment with who you are, wild. And I'm gonna tell you, they just allowed. I know this is spirit because they just allowed me to realize something that I could have, if I wasn't paying attention to myself, I could have been like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that. I was downstairs and I was thinking about, what do I want to go grocery shopping for? And for about a week or two, something that excuse me, something that I've been stopped eating years ago came back to me. And a part of me was thinking, nostalgia, or funny thing, I'm over here disconnecting from nostalgia. So I know this was also spirit. I was thinking, let me go ahead and get that. Nostalgia is, the inner child. And the other part of me is like, that it's not good for your being. And it's not like I'm going through an episode where I'm like going through depression or having a tower moment or working through grief or heartbreak or something like that. In those instances, yes, do your comfort stuff. But just to be eating that stuff, to be eating it, no. I was downstairs, it came to me, and it just dawned on me, it was like the environment. And I said, I'm getting chills as I'm saying. I said, oh my gosh. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to pick up on that. This right here is true. This is real. And this also, I'm telling you, they is setting me free, bro. They are setting me free. They are setting me and my lineage free, girl. Because this is the stuff that my ancestors did not have the access to know just because of certain things that they agreed to or they were complicit to. And they're showing me this because I'm not with the shits. Okay? They are revealing to me groupthink, psychic groupthink. This is explaining to me why shadow bonds, recognizing shadow bonds and unconscious or subconscious agreements is important too. This is why it's a thing. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, baby. They told me, just like the character and these characters in the Bible, Ezekiel, Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Enoch, they were going to give me the mysteries. And that is why when I do pull certain cards, the queen and the king and the ace of swords be coming out. Cause when they give me stuff, it be precise. And this right here is what my ancestors fell prey to. This is what they fell prey to. And I know it is true. Because number one, what I've been writing for the past week. Two, because when I made a declaration internally, I didn't even say it out loud, about this Egregore stuff, I felt my whole energy like shockwave. And ever since then, I've been sitting here looking at these videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the truth. This is the truth. I also mentioned war. The way that you make these egregores stronger, or these thought forms that become deities, the way that you make them stronger is to sacrifice to them or give them offerings. The same thing that we did with our ancestors. What happens when a person go to war? Sacrificing what? Blood. The blood of your enemies. Major. Major revelation. But that's how I know I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to wherever. I have been saying for the past week, or even two, I've been saying something major is going to happen. Something major is going to happen. Something major going to happen. It is Saturday, and the past 3 days, my ancestors have been coming to me like they are living up in here with me in this space. Because I cleared enough and I'm available to them. But I've been feeling them. Like I know when they're next to me. Baby, when I tell you they is teaching me. Whatever skill or ancestral knowledge we had access to, no joke. Because now that I know that, I know that my energy is, I know my energy about to propel. I know it. That's why I don't have a problem talking. I don't mind saying this out loud. I know it because I felt it. Not only that, come here, baby. You okay? You okay? All right. I'll leave you alone. Another way how I know is because when I spoke what I spoke about the egregores, I normally, there's like cats and stuff in the neighborhood. I have a cat that, she like to go outside. And she come back. I heard like a cat right outside my house. That don't normally happen. I was like, that lets me know that the energy is shifting. Not a coincidence. It was in front of my home. I can tell the difference. When I pay attention enough, I can tell the difference between a fake synchronicity and a real one. That was a synchronicity. Because there's resistance to what I said. It's happening regardless, but there's resistance to what it was resistance to what I said. It was clearing out. Wild. Wild. We're gonna watch some more. This is powerful. And not because he's saying so much, but just because it's like, wow, this is a real thing. And the funny thing is I watched the video last night, fell asleep to it, had a dream, watched the same video again. And then I get more revelation about it. Wild. Okay. And my aura, my energy, everything within is feeling different. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm sitting here, and I'm gonna tell you something else. This is how I also know that this is something about spirit. This is spirit giving this to me. This is Mother Divine leading me to this. Because my mind naturally started thinking, okay, well, what egregore do I want to be part of? Or what's the egregores that even exist? And the answers is coming to me. This is powerful. This is powerful. And I tell them, and these elites know this. They know this stuff, girl. They know this. They know. That's why it was imperative for them to dominate, suppress, and make the divine feminine energies and lineages look crazy to the world. That's exactly why. I understand why they told me in a dream, they said that I was going to start speaking prophecy again and start speaking insights again. Spirit just reopened my heart, or, I went through a tower moment for the past month and a half. And yesterday, I came out of it. I did not realize how I won't say connected. I did not realize how much divinity I was in alignment with. And I say that because realizing what I wasn't experiencing while I went through this tower moment, and I probably haven't been experiencing it for some time now. Like, just being able to make videos based off of the things that I watch and based off of how they give things to me. I haven't been able to do that for some time. But I didn't know that because I was going through the tower moment. How I'm making these videos now, just sitting here listening to certain things that spark my interest, and then I guess basically talking about my personal experience. This is what I used to do. And it was to the point where people will wonder, well, where's he getting his information from? What do you mean, where am I getting my information from? Spirit is giving it to me. Spirit is making it make sense to me. That's where I'm getting it from. And usually I be led to stuff just because it'll pop up somewhere, or be like, and I'll be like, oh, yep, I want to watch this. Same thing that happened with this. So Spirit was not lying with that video. I had a dream. And the dream, small and short, was saying, okay, you're ready to hear. There's people that's ready to hear you. That's not a coincidence. That right in alignment. It's not a coincidence that my heart space, which I naturally call the gate of the gods, is opened and it's harmonizing with all my other chakras now. And I'm overflowing with information. Right after I have that dream, right after talking about the shadow bonds, right after getting the revelation of why I need to reconnect with certain people. It's not a coincidence that now I'm seeing what my abundance looks like after not having access to it for a minute, to seeing it and then had that dream. And now I'm functioning again. And it's not that I didn't value it. This was the next part, the next phase, and the ancestral loops that needed to be cleared out. That's why I had to face the heartbreak, the grief, the sorrow, because that's what was blocking it from flowing, from being an overflow. I think I need to post my dreams too. I don't know why that just came to me, but I think I need to make them available. I'll wait for them to tell me when. But there's going to come a time, because there's a reason why I took them off, because they gave me an idea. So I might not. That being said, this is making sense. I know that this is spirit. That's all I can say. This is definitely spirit. Because what's the coincidence? Had a dream saying, oh, prophecy. It followed, like, and it was on the other side of this tower moment. Dealing with what? It's ancestral. It's like my ancestral, one of the things that we experienced was like feeling or being spiritually disconnected. And it's past life stuff, ancestral stuff. But wow. All I can say, because this is every path that Spirit said I was going to take. This is literally walking right into the path. This is just, I'm excited because they're just equipping me even more. There's something to it.